Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I have, it's I'm so just so taken aback at what has happened recently. I have found my style. We've been, it's been such a long journey and searching and searching and searching and I think a lot of what we all strive for me, and I know quite a few other people, is they want their style. They want a style that is different from everyone else. They want to be different, and it's such a hard thing if you don't embrace it from a very young age to find once you get into all of the life happenings throughout your life. I'm now 62, pretty much 62 years old. I'm 62 and a quarter. And I've been searching all my life for my art and for my style. And it's quite obvious that photography has been always there. And so since I picked up my photography again, because I dropped it in the mid to late '80s, I've been just trying to find my style, and I've been searching and wondering and learning. Like we're always learning. We're never not learning in something that you really enjoy. So I'm here now going to tell you how I discovered my style. And believe me, once you discover it, there is such a peace that comes over you that it's just unbelievable. So I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can, but it will be a little bit. I've always, since I was a young child, uh, grew up on a farm, and there was old equipment in the bushes, old trees rotting and dying, and flowers. You're exposed to all of nature from the beginning to the end. As a farm child, we did not have running water. I'm talking back in you know as early. I was born in 1961, so the comprehension. I would say around 4 years old. Realistically, I was always interested in these things, and I would be there for hours over these bent up metal things and old rotting wood and just nature in itself. I would find myself constantly in nature and noticing the what you notice as a farm child, especially up here in the boreal forest north of 53. The Paw, Manitoba. I was in the RM of Kelsey, our farm was called. It's just out of the town of the Paw, Manitoba, Canada. And at that time we called it Carrot Valley. So as you were growing up there, we had no electronic devices, no phones and stuff. So nature, you were raised in nature. Your parents were busy, and so you got to discover all of the imperfections of nature, all of the beginning to the end. You totally understand death. And let me tell you, when you're a farm boy on a farm that is farming animals like chickens and stuff like that back in those days, you were causing the death just for the chain of life. Butchering chickens, pigs, cows, all of that stuff, and then you got to see things get sick and die. So you were fully, as a child growing up on a farm like that, in touch with reality that life is a beginning and an end. There's never a forever or anything like that. That you get in touch with it real quick. So back to the photography side. Now I had to give you a bit of history because I always, all through my life, noticed these while I was in nature, all of these things. the broken, the imperfect stuff is what caught my eye the most, and the wondering of what, the whole story in whatever, even just a small flower with a few petals missing, the story, it's as if you are part of it all. So anyways, fast forward now through all my life and everything, and all the traumas you go through and how you're shaped, by your day-to-day life. And then I started back into photography again, and of course on YouTube. And don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of help with that has come to me through YouTube on how to operate cameras, properly, and stuff. But once you get so far, you start realizing that a lot of the people that you've been watching, you have surpassed them, and yet they're still going on the same thing. And some of them are talking about how others are, they talk about other famous photographers and everything, but they're really not doing photography themselves. And so as you're in your search for your style, you get caught up in that, and you start seeing that, well, what these people, are creating is carbon copies of themselves, and they really don't have their own style. And then last year I started watching, or about a year and a half ago, a site, as I've told you, Joel Ulysses, where he at first was only a brief autobiography in writing, and then a slideshow of their work, of all of these masters and greats. And you realize that the quest for perfection that we're being told now is not what it's supposed to be. You are not going to find, I truly believe, you are not going to find your style in the quest for perfection that is happening today, because there is no perfection. There's no such thing as perfect. There is nothing in nature around us that is perfect. Nothing at all. I mean, you could look under a microscopic of the sharpest razor blade and see rough edges. It's imperfect. So seeing that Joel Ulysses kind of snapped me out of the thing, because I was getting so bored with the photography, and it was like I wasn't going anywhere, and it was getting very boring, and I found myself actually copying a lot. And I do see others that are actually copying personalities, and I know you're seeing it too, that a lot of people look like somebody that's famous on our photography genre, and they're actually acting and looking like that person, and talking like that person, and that's nice, that's cool, right? It's cool, but you're not going to find your style doing that. So I broke away from all that, and I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed, because there's been a few spews coming out of me about what I see going on. And I also got a real mechanical aptitude, an uncanny mechanical aptitude, I've been told by some people. And so, a journey on. So here I am. I'm picking up all these old cameras, and I'm at about 100 cameras with donations, and gosh, probably well over 100 lenses. And I buy a lot of the old lenses and cameras, and what I can fix, I fix, and what lenses I can take apart, and I clean perfectly. And been told quite a bit that this lens is bad and that lens is bad, but you'll see on some of my past videos, I go out with what's called the worst lens Nikon ever made, and take the most beautiful photos with it, right? And it was exactly what Nikon was saying it was. It was not the lens, because lenses have characteristics. It was the people shooting them that are trying to prove that the lenses were bad. So it's kind of, we have to go through the life story here a bit to for you to understand what has happened recently. I just by chance found myself always going out, even in the past. If you look on my Facebook, there's probably about 5,000 photos from the beginning of when I started posting on my Dave Rusk photography site on Facebook. And it's quite a ways back. You will start to notice that I'm quite often taking photos that are not, the normal, what people would normally take photos of. You'd see all of a sudden broken sticks or ponds, and you'd see some nice wildlife photos. I got into that, and just nature itself. Really, I've gotten into flash photography with portraits and multiple flash and outdoor portraits and that, but that really didn't do anything for me because it wasn't really, it was a learning experience with the flash, multiple flash and everything, but it really wasn't feeding any of my artistic insides. It was like, okay, well, yeah, that's cool, but you know it wasn't my thing. That's why you don't see me doing all these portraits and stuff like that. And I don't go out really and shoot family portraits. I don't run a photography business like that. So as I go along and went along after the Joel Ulysses things, then I discovered there was a few that I really liked, and then to me personally, now I gotta caution people here: do not take this the wrong way, because this is my personal view. So I'm not like you or everybody else. But I noticed there was one person that sort of owned from the past, that sort of owned the decisive moment thing. And when I looked through his photography, I can understand from the time he was in, people weren't seeing that. But then you see someone's work like Vivian Meyer. And as far as I'm concerned, there is never, never, ever going to be another person that shot street photography in the decisive moments as Vivian Meyer. That is my own opinion. That's fine if you don't agree, but oh my gosh. Like if you see her stuff, it's like, there's the decisive moment. It's just unbelievable. And while she was doing this, she was taking two children usually along with her into places where they shouldn't be, but she was still nailing it with these old cameras, and just amazing, amazing decisive moment photographer. So for me, the master of the decisive moment crown, jeweled crown, goes to Vivian Meyer. It does not go to Bassan or any of these other people. It definitely, in my opinion, goes to Vivian Meyer, because she showed her style all the way through, and wow, and prolific. So carrying on, so you see all of this stuff, and then I start wondering, well, I don't want to be like these guys. I've been compared to a few people, and that kind of got me, and I'm going, well, I've never seen this person's work, but I'm being compared to this person's work, and I'm going, that kind of offended me, and I'm going, so I would go back and study this person, and I would, I don't, not too sure, because I'm doing my own thing up here. So off I go, trying to discover my style. So you guys have been viewing for the last 6 or 8 months. If you notice that I've been troubled and stressed and not getting, I'm very busy at work, but I'm not getting, just not connecting. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then all of a sudden, I was shooting some more, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, and I have to thank YouTube for this, a Wabi Sabi video showed up on my feed. Thank goodness my feed changed right? After the last video, all of a sudden my feed changed. My feed was the same thing for 3 months. I couldn't get anything, no matter what I watched, my feed stayed the same, my suggested feed. And it was just, I didn't even watch YouTube anymore half the time. So I started watching this Wabi Sabi because I really liked Fan Ho's style. I liked his style where he shot against the light and stuff like that. He stood out. He really stood out to me. And Michael Kenna stood out to me. There seemed to be, those two I really, really like. So I journeyed a little bit further, ran into this Wabi Sabi. So I started studying this Oriental Wabi Sabi style. And then I started realizing, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This is me. This is me. This has always been me. And that's how I discovered myself. It just came. It just all of a sudden came. And I'm sure there's people in the world that never discover themselves. So my search ended. So I go back into Facebook and I start looking at all my old photography, and I'm going through negatives and files upon files, and I'm noticing I'm doing the Wabi Sabi style of photography, but I'm not Oriental. I'm doing it up north in Canada, in the Palm, Manitoba and surrounding area, north of 53rd parallel in the boreal forest. But I'm doing just this, natural and wild. I you see people taking photos of birds and bird feeders. I've done a few, but I really don't believe in that. If I do wildlife photography, believe me, I'm in a ghillie suit in the wild doing this, and my life is at risk. I don't carry a gun. We're up in an area where you are food when you are in the forest. This is not the Lake District where you see some sheep or other places. You are food when you are in this forest here. You are part of the food chain. So I braved that out for quite a bit, and so you're going to see some photos from that that I got of birds and ducks. A lot of ducks. I lived here all my life, and I had no idea we had so many beautiful ducks that migrate through here. This is a migration route, a major migration route. So I'm in the wild taking photos of these ducks, and I'm have to be in a ghillie suit to get close to these ducks. I'm not where in parks and where you see a lot of these guys taking photos with their gear, and you can see ducks being fed by people and stuff. I really believe you should not be feeding wildlife. So moving forward from there, I have discovered my style. My style is like a Wabi Sabi. I'm not going to try to explain to you what Wabi Sabi is. It's basically quickly two different things that wrap up the beginning and all the way through life, natural thing, and also the realization that there's always an end. There's never there's no perpetual. It's always a beginning and an end. And beauty through imperfections. Beauty through imperfections. Old rusted train parts that you see me take photos of and stuff, and trees that are all bent, and old pieces of wood and boards sticking out of places. And there's always something in of nature in my photos that does not, that tries to show nature's imperfection. There's nothing in nature that's perfect. It's just doesn't happen. So then you realize real quick that this quest for perfection that we are being taught on YouTube and all of these, with all these influencers, is false. And they've got computer generated artificial intelligence or AI, fixing stuff, and lenses that are fixing perfection. But when they fix these lenses, they remove characteristics of these lenses that made your photography look real and sometimes three-dimensional. And So these by removing these aberrations and imperfections on these lenses from years ago, they've removed the characteristics. So now everybody's shooting the same thing. Everybody's shooting the same thing. You're out there with actually really expensive Xerox machines, basically. That's even doing all the focusing and stuff for you. So I was so ecstatic when I discovered this style that I want to show you. I want to show you. So this is going to be a really long. The slideshow that is coming up here is 228 photos long to show you my last 5-6 years of what I've naturally been shooting. So you get to see my style coming out without even me realizing my style. I've done some photography lately on Facebook that I showed, stuff like this, and I've always took photos like this. If you go on my Facebook, old dead flowers in flower pots. That was really big in my studio, and these are just some recent photos, and shells and this is from British Columbia, and these shells that I've collected from people giving to me, and it's just unbelievable. And driftwood, look at the driftwood, and it's just you just notice this stuff. This right here, this piece, when they tore the farms apart here, what made this so beautiful? This was given to me by he was actually a very big farmer here, Tony Marcus. We rode the school bus together as we were children, and this would get caught in the feeder of the combine, and so all the grain would be rushing over this, because this was an old root that got picked up by the combine and got stuck in the header. So all the grain rushed over to make this. There's no man-made nothing, that's just naturally made. And then the back, the way it's all done. So you see a lot of this stuff in my photography when I do some studio shots. So, but the one thing, this is the one thing that I really caught me. So a year ago, I found this by my yard, this rock. And I noticed this, something would nicely sit in there. There's something about this rock that I just kept. And so I set it up on a ledge by my door, and every day I walked past this rock. And then suddenly, recently, I just discovered that I would not let this rock go. And that's what it was. It was that wabi-sabi style. So I guess the message would be that you're not going to find your style if you're trying to find perfection. That's not going to happen. Unless your style is perfection, that's fine. Then maybe you should be an engineer or something to try and make things more perfect. I don't know. But I started discovering, as I converted some of my digital cameras and started using these old lenses that belong to the Nikon F, which the Nikon F very dear to me. They rendered things sometimes in 3-dimensional style, and the shooting wide open, that's I don't do that, right? Because I like to see stuff in my photography besides soft image. But all the cameras that I shoot and that you've seen on the over 400 videos on this channel were either given to me by somebody that I knew, have a history of the town that I grew up in that I know, or just have a personal connection to me. So here we go now with all these film cameras. I like the organics of film. They're not perfect. Film is not perfect, but it has an organic feel. The old lenses in the old cameras, you're right involved. You're just you're part of the whole process, as some people would say. If I'm not, obviously, I've heard that. We've all heard that on YouTube a million times. Part of the process, but it's really that's the best way to explain it. It involves you so much, but you do have to use gear. Definitely matters. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Gear matters, but your connection to the gear you are using matters more. Your connection to the gear. You have to have a connection to this gear, like that it compels you to use this gear. Now I use 100 cameras, and I'm connected to every camera. That's just how bad it is with me. Every camera has its purpose. Every camera has its feeling. The digital cameras, they're digital cameras. To me, the D300, it's an amazing camera. It's opened up to where we are now. Part of the way in the D700, the D810, the D500, they have a purpose, but they're digital. They're not organic. So here's the difference. Digital camera, old film cameras, metering, lining up, trying to get the focus just right, checking the depth of field before you take the shot. So that is true that they're much more involving. And so stepping into the whole process from 35 mil, I've naturally gravitated into medium format quite a while ago, with some cameras dating back to the 1920s or 30s. But because of the detail I'm getting on those negatives, and as far as I'm concerned, once you get up to 6x6, like I am with the Bronica, the and it's awesome organic lenses, the Nikkor lenses, right? They You are not going to find a digital camera that's going to do that. Even if you're using on that 6x6 format a 50 megapixel camera, you're going to have to crop that down. You're going to end up with 20 or 30 megapixel photo if you're using it to digitize. So the natural progress will be I will probably be going to a Epson V850 scanner as soon as I can afford it. But so I've got some more surprises coming with a new camera system, but I want to show you something real quick. Another awesome camera I found, and I shot 4 rolls through it. This Olympus Pen F with its meter. This meter, I have it dialed in and everything. I've taken a lot of photos with this already. And here's another example. You're going to have everybody saying, because I think there's a lot of copycat stuff. You hear a lot of people saying, you save money with this camera. You're not going to save money with this camera. When I went out with this camera, the first thing that it did is it broke me free, and I went through I could have went through 2 rolls of film in 2 hours. So we're talking 140 photos with this half frame camera. It's just a beautiful work of art. You see what I mean by these old cameras? And so I was supposed to make a video of it, but I just didn't make a video of it. I got 4 rolls ran through this. And That's part of the journey. I just love that camera. But you're not going to save money by buying that camera. You're not going to save film. Once you start shooting that camera, you're going to get to the end of the roll, and you're going to want to put another roll in it because it opens up avenues that you really didn't have before. It's weird. It's almost like shooting a digital camera. So I'm stepping up into what's coming in the new year is a larger medium format, more modern 80s style of camera. It's on its way, and we're moving forward with that. And I want to get into the big 6x17s and panoramics and stuff. So I found my style. I'm very happy I found my style. I'm overjoyed. It's just the feeling of peace you get once you do find it is just amazing. It's just amazing. It's like your whole life has finally been set free and you understand yourself. So now, what you got coming, if you're still with me, this is me. I don't make scripts. This is me. I'm not here to make perfect videos for people. But you have 228 photos coming. Some digital, some film. All these different cameras were used to take these photos of my journey through the last 6 or 7 years, something like that. I picked out of the thousands 228 photos to show you. They're 5 seconds each, so you're going to be over 20 minutes of watching these photos. So I hope you enjoy. Grab yourself a coffee. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. This is the 23rd. If I don't see you before then, and welcome to Dave. I hope you really enjoy this. Thank you very much for everybody that stuck with me through all of this. Thank you very much to the new subscribers, and we're going to carry on in the new year with my style, and basically mostly my style only. Sooner or later, I'm going to monetize. I could have monetized a long time ago, but I just and I will probably be doing some tutorials on a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Because I do need to turn this into income. I do have a printer, and I do have a darkroom showing up, and I do have a printer within the next 8 or 10 months showing up. I will have prints for sale of my work. I'm slowly moving towards all this. Now that I've found my style, everything in the past is done. It's over. I'm over it. I'm over every photo I took up until yesterday. I'm over it. Done. I got piles of film that I've never archived. It's just a big pile of film. I'm over it. I'm on to a new thing now. So Dave's Wabi Sabi style, north of 53, the Paw, Manitoba, Canada. That's what you're seeing. I will be doing some traveling around sooner or later, within the next year or so. So you're going to see other areas with my style of photography. I'm going to be using lenses from 1200 millimeters down to 20 millimeters, medium format. Within 3 years, if I'm still around, you're going to see large format. It's just going to be an ever-evolving thing, and I'm not going to pay a lot. Anyways, enjoy the show. Thank you very much. Happy New Year's season series. Love you.
keep climbing mountains, too blind to see. It's not getting you closer to where you wanna be in your life. The weight on your shoulders, time to put it down. You fall and you break, you got battles to take on, but you figure it out, yeah. When you fall and you break, you got changes to make now. See the light at the end of the tunnel, it's right there, now just look up and follow. Take one step at a time, babe, I'm with you all the way. So baby, get up, 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 up. No, don't you stay down, 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 down. Now lift yourself up, 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 up. Baby, baby, get up, baby, get up. The brighter you're shining, the darker skies get. So used to be hiding behind your fears, but from my perspective, you got just what it takes. You're in control here, don't you forget. You fall and you break, you got battles to take on, but you figure it out, yeah. When you fall and you break, you got changes to make now. See the light at the end of the tunnel, it's right there, now just look up and follow. Take one step at a time, babe, I'm with you all the way. And baby, get up, no, don't just stay down, and lift yourself up. Baby, baby, get, so baby, get up. So baby, get up. Don't just stay down, down. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. Baby, get up. See the light at the end of the tunnel, it's right there, now just look up and follow. Take one step at a time, but I'm with you all the way. So baby, get up. No, don't you stay down. Go and lift yourself up. Baby, baby, get up. All these dried up bones are running wild on this old night. Sitting by the traffic lights, don't know. I don't know if I should go. I once called this home. Same old rusty fence and cracks and dents, puddles in the pavement. Yet I don't know which way to go. Endless nights in candlelight, open wounds that just don't feel quite right. Hollow eyes and dried up cries, all will fade come daylight. Come daylight, will it be alright? Come daylight. Even in my darkest hour, where shadows loom and grow taller, you, yeah, you make me see with eyes so clear. Nothing's lost, there's nothing left to fear. Oh, these dried up bones are running wild on this old night. Sitting by the traffic lights, so I don't know if I should go.
Lucky I'm alive with you by my side. Yeah, feeling so right with the love bona fide. Ride or die, running loyalty, you got in those veins. You be thinking about me 24/7, 365 every day. More than I'm feeling, I can verify that. Check mark for whatever your wishes might commit. We can go to wherever, nothing really matters as long as we're together. Baby, you're the one. Baby, I promise that 널 지켜줄게. Yeah, I know you'll do the same thing. 달콤한 입술로 말해줬으면 해. 말해줬으면 You're all that I'm craving. Something about you tells me I don't wanna waste this time. Angel in disguise, yeah, I made you mine. Soon as I wake in the morning, forget all my problems. 햇살같이 따뜻해 너의 봄에. 피곤한 하루 끝나고 내 팔을 뺄 때 like the first time. 자꾸 설레 I be on repeat, love at first sight. Focus on your eyes and your lips and your hips. Something about you really got me addicted. More than I'm feeling, I can verify that. Check mark for whatever your wishes might commit. We can go to wherever, nothing really matters as long as we're together. Baby, you're the one. Baby, I promise that 널 지켜줄게. Yeah, I know you'll do the same thing. 달콤한 입술로 말해줬으면 해. 말해줬으면 You're all that I'm craving. And I know what it takes. Give me all of this love, I won't let it go to waste. Even in the darkest nights, you are my guiding light. darker days. You're all I crave. You're the one. You're the one. Baby, I promise that 널 지켜줄게. I know you'll do the same.